Sally Bywater is with me now, and we're talking about last week's results and this week's preview of the KNT Netball League. So Sally, of course, our representative for that league. Sally, thanks for joining us again.
Great to be back again for another week.
Yes, as per usual, and just looking at the round 4 results, and it looks like we kicked off the round with an absolute thriller. Lucindale, in front of their home fans, getting the win by 1 goal over Naracoorte.
Yeah, I think when we discussed this game last week, we said it was going to be match of the round, and it definitely lived up to that. So, yeah, Lucindale getting that 39-38 win against Naracoorte. So, yeah, Lucindale got their third win for the season. They stole it right at the end, I believe, in this game. So the Demons are a bit unlucky.
Yeah, a little bit low scoring, heavy on defence, and a nice tight finish. So that must have been a thriller. And there are a few very tight games this week by the looks of things. So our next game was actually the biggest margin of the week, and it was Border Districts winning by just 8 goals over Penola.
Yes, I thought Penola would have got the win here, but a great game here by Borders. They'd had a narrow loss the week before, and to have all in this grade to get under 10 goals was a fantastic round of netball, but a great game here by Taylor Solly for Border Districts, getting them over the line, and Caitlin Egan playing well for Penola.
And in our next game, Mundalla getting the win by 3 goals over Kingston in Kingston.
Yeah, it's great to see Kingston being competitive this week. We thought they only knew back into the competition this week. We thought they'd find their feet, but a great game here. They were up during the game, so Mundalla had a fantastic last quarter to get the win, but it was great to see a 3-goal game, fantastic game by both teams here.
Yeah, Kingston right on the cusp there. It looks like they're improving every week. Is it super noticeable? You're seeing the team making those strides and getting close to that first win?
Oh, absolutely. I think anything can happen with this team over the course of 16 rounds. So I think fantastic. And we'll see Kingston get that win within the next few weeks, I would think.
Very encouraging. We love to hear that. And moving on to our next game, the final game of the round, Kybe Bolite had the bye, so it was Keith A-grade getting the win by 6 goals in Bordertown against Bordertown.
Yeah, a great game here. And obviously Keith's on top of the ladder undefeated at the moment, and Bordertown hadn't had a win. So, you know, based on ladder positions, you wouldn't have thought much of this game, but a great 6-goal win here by Keith. They had a flying start, and then Keith was very over the last 3 quarters was very close and neutral between both teams, but Keith flying out the blocks and getting a good win and setting them up for the game.
Yeah, definitely very promising signs for both Bordertown and Kingston, both of the winless teams in the grade there, going down in by a single-digit margin. So, yeah, really encouraging and good to see the league nice and equal the whole way through, judging by all those results.
Well, absolutely. Like, there's not much in between. I think on a given week, any team here can win. So, you know, it might look bad on the ladder at the moment with teams not having a win, but they're very close and competitive. There's not many games been over that 10-goal margin. So a great A-grade competition this year will be up for grabs. It'll be fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. And coming into round 5 this weekend, so hopefully we'll get some more very tight competitive games. And it's all kicking off with Keith taking on Naracoorte. So Naracoorte hoping to knock off the top of the table team there.
Oh, absolutely. They've only had that 1 win for the season, but again, we've said they've been quite competitive, only just losing to Lucindale last week and having 4 close games so far. So I think it'll be a fantastic game, and Keith indoors at home should just have the edge to get the win.
Very good. And our next game, Kybe Bolite, fresh off the bye, travelling to take on Penola.
Yeah, so both teams here are 2-1, and they've both had a bye, so anything can happen here. I think Penola will come off that loss last week, and I think they'll have a great training this week on the courts and really get back into it. Kybe's had the week off. They're refreshed. They're ready to go, but Penola at home in a close one.
Penola with the best percentage in the league, so things are looking good for them, but Kybe Bolite coming in fresh, so that should be a cracking game. And on to our next game, we've got Kingston taking on Bordertown in Kingston.
And this should be a cracker of the game. Neither team have won, so here hopefully one team will get their first win for the season in this one. I think Bordertown, I think they'll get back. They'll fight back. They've had 4 close losses so far this season. Kings will be very competitive home, but I think the Roosters might get their first win on the board.
Yeah, I think that one's got a strong claim to be game of the round, with both teams searching for their first win, and both, by the sounds of things, improving every week. Should be an absolute cracker, and it will be good for one of those teams to celebrate their first win. And Border Districts have the bye this week, so our last game for the round will be Mundalla taking on Lucindale in Mundalla.
Another great game here. They've only both had the one loss for the season. Lucedale sitting in third position and Mundalla in sixth, but that doesn't mean much at this time of the season. I think Mundalla is showing some really good signs. Lucendale's always competitive. I think Mundalla are at home in a close one.
Always exciting things happening there in the A grade. And in the A reserves, Narracourt getting a 10-goal win over Lucendale on the weekend. How did that match play out?
Narracourt's looking really good this year. They're 3-1 and Lucendale's now 2-2. So again, these two clubs always have great games between them. Kath Mott, a very ever-reliable shooter at Narracourt, had a fantastic game, and Lucinda Smith in the wing had a great game for Lucendale. But yeah, 10 goals to Narracourt here, great game.
And in our next game, Penola got the win 54-34 over Border Districts.
Penola are looking really good this year in the A reserves. They had a 20-goal win over Border Districts. They're sitting on top of the pretty at the moment in the A reserves competition. And Border Districts, and they haven't had the win yet, but at least they were quite competitive last week.
And in our next game, funnily enough, the exact same scoreline as the last game. Kirby Bolite 54, Padthaway 34.
I have to, but I did have to look twice when these results came through. I'm thinking, how can they be exactly the same? But yeah, obviously that's what happens. But Kirby, 20-goal winners over Padthaway. They're looking good, 3-1 this season, and Padthaway haven't got a win. But let's hope Padthaway get competitive over the next few weeks and get a win as well.
And our next game, Kingston getting the win over Mundalla 58-52.
Fantastic here game by Kingston. Like to get that 6-goal win. It was quite close all the way through, but just Kingston finishing off better. And they're 2-2 in this grade. And I think they're looking really good considering their depth in their club. So fantastic effort by the young Kingston girls.
And our last game of the round, another close one. Keith getting the win over Bordertown by 7 goals, 49-42.
Yeah, great game here by Keith. They're always quite competitive. That's why they've been premiers for the last few years. So another great game here between the two sides. And Keith's just too strong in the end to have that 7-goal win over the Bordertown Roosters.
And I'll just get some quick tips from you for the upcoming round in the A reserves. Keith taking on Narracourt. Who do you think wins that one?
I'm going to tip Narracourt in this one. I think they've been bridesmaids and just not quite making those grand finals over the last few years. I think that's going to be their season this year, and I think they'll have a nice win here.
Hungry for the premiership, no doubt, so good luck to them. And our next game, Border Districts against Padthaway.
Border Districts, again, neither of these teams have had a win this season, so I think this will be a cracker of a game. So let's hope one of these will come out winners at the end of this week, and I'm actually going to tip Padthaway in a close one.
All right, Padthaway, the tip there. And our next one, Penola hosting Kirby Bolite.
Yeah, obviously first playing third here. A fantastic game will be on the cards, but Penola will keep their undefeated run going, I think.
And the Kingston reserves taking on Bordertown.
Again, even both 2-2 this year. Fantastic game will be on the cards here, but I'm thinking Bordertown will make a nice trip down to Kingston at the seaside and have a win.
And last game for the round, Mundalla hosting Lucendale.
And again, even on points, these two teams, so they're both 2-2 as well. So I'm going to lean towards Lucendale in a close one here.
Lots of tight netball on the weekend just been, and it sounds like there's going to be some cracking games this weekend as well. Sally, thank you as always for joining us, and I hope you enjoy all the action out on the netball courts this weekend.
It's going to be a great weekend, and we're really looking forward to it. Thank you.